Our prompt is going international.
On July 31st, 2012, a series of events triggered a nationwide blackout in India. It was the worst blackout ever recorded in history and left over 700 million people, 10% of the world's population, without electricity for nearly a week. Within just the first hour, a confirmed 32 people lost their lives due to a horrific train fire caused by the blackout. There is no confirmed number of how many people lost their lives in the blackout, but the number is rumored to be over 1,500 people. You may be wondering what could cause such a devastating blackout. Put simply, the answer is an ineffective power distribution system.
India's power distribution is one of the core problems that the country faces. The construction of India's current electrical grid was rushed due to pressure by the public on the government. This led to the overall quality of the grid being very poor. Equipment failures frequently cause outages and cause electricity to be unnecessarily lost. In addition, the grid is not able to keep up with the ever-growing demand for electricity. The government had to place limits on how much electricity people could consume, but corruption was widespread and these limits could be easily removed for the right price. The government also had to set in place mandated power cuts to allow farmers who typically live far away from generation sites to use electricity for irrigation. Overall, the current grid is very inefficient and unreliable, which is why it buckled under the extreme demands of the Indian people. Another one of India's core issues is its pollution crisis. We've all seen pictures like these of large Indian cities. The architecture and size of the building is amazing, but it's pretty hard to ignore the thick, dark cloud of smog that looms over the city all the time. Of the 30 most polluted cities in the world, 21 of them are located in India. All this pollution wreaks havoc, not only on the environment, but also on the citizens of India. The World Health Organization stated that the residents of New Delhi, the most polluted city in the world, lose over 10 years of their life, which is 10 years too many when something bright can be done about it. Solar energy is the perfect solution to both of these problems. However, it is very flawed. Solar energy is too expensive, costing about $50 to power a single light bulb. This $50 might not seem like much, but for people in India who live off of just $5 a day, $50 is a fortune that not many of them can afford. In addition, the entire solar energy process is very complicated. This complicated process is scaring off potential customers and preventing the solar revolution from gaining traction.
Sunrun has designed the perfect solution to all of these problems. Our solar panels have an efficiency rating of 22%, making them one of the most efficient solar panels on the market. This high efficiency rating allows our solar systems to generate more electricity using less solar panels, reducing both costs and pollution during the manufacturing process. One home switching to solar won't solve the pollution crisis, but as more and more people switch to using solar energy, the effect compounds, and eventually, India can completely phase out its electricity consumption from fossil fuels, which would significantly reduce the country's carbon emissions. Sunrun solar panels are independent from the electric grid and connected directly to your home. This means that your electricity doesn't have to pass through the government's faulty grid, and chances of electricity getting lost is little to none. Homes in India usually have a flat top like apartment buildings, and these roofs are easily accessible and used for gardening and recreational purposes. Our solar panels will be placed on top of elevated supports, allowing normal use of the top to occur.
Sunrun also provides a smart battery called Brightbox. Brightbox is a smart solar battery through partnership with LG that allows electricity produced by your solar panels to be stored for later use. This spare electricity allows you to continue using electricity during a power outage. In addition, Brightbox comes with a companion app, which allows you to monitor and control your electricity usage. The app will learn times when your household uses electricity the most and provide extra electricity to keep your house running as smoothly as possible. The app also learns your habits and can suggest ways to conserve and reduce your electricity usage, further reducing your dependence on the grid, reducing the amount of electricity that needs to be produced using fossil fuels. Sunrun has also developed new ways to make our already affordable panels even more affordable. Through financing plans such as solar leases and PPAs, Sunrun is able to turn the high upfront cost into monthly payments that are just a fraction of the price. In addition, Sunrun has perfected its customer service department. We make the decision for switching to solar power extremely easy for our customers by taking out all of the complexities. They just simply tell us how much of their energy bill they want to offset and how much electricity they use each month, and we do the rest. We use this information to calculate how large their solar system needs to be to fit their needs. We do everything in our power to give the customer the best purchasing experience possible. We make sure that the customer feels confident about their decision and won't be scared off by the complexities and high prices.
In order to establish Sunrun in India, the company needs to be owned by an Indian citizen. India has created three options for foreign companies wanting to establish their operations in the country. They can either form an LLC, joint venture, or a wholly owned subsidiary. Sunrun will choose to form a joint venture since they allow Sunrun greater flexibility in its partnership and it allows for a closer relationship with the partner. To form said joint venture, Sunrun has chosen to partner with Vikram India Ltd. Vikram India Ltd is a good partner for Sunrun because they already have a company called Vikram Solar that manufactures and sells solar panels. We are sure that Vikram India Ltd will partner with us because currently Vikram Solar mainly provides solar for large companies and government facilities. They do provide residential solar panels, but this area of the company is not that big. They also undertake projects from the government and have experience with the laws and regulations regarding solar panels in India. They have powered 2 airports with solar panels and have built many solar farms. In our joint venture with Vikram India Ltd, revenue generated by Sunrun will be split 50-50, and Vikram India Ltd will be responsible for distribution and installation of Sunrun products.
Our main target market is the residential community. We chose to focus on the residential market because India already has many industrial solar companies that focus on larger companies and government agencies. The residential solar industry doesn't have as much competition, and Sunrun already specializes in residential solar power. Through our solar leases and PPAs, we are able to expand our target market to lower income families and expect that households with an income of 15 lakh rupees will be able to purchase our products. Sunrun will also be targeting the younger community, specifically those under the age of 60. This is because the savings of switching to solar are accumulated over a long period of time, and because younger people are more likely to fulfill their contracts in their lifetime.
For the first year of operation, Sunrun is predicted to lose money, losing about $480,000. This is due to high startup costs combined with a low number of customers. Expenses for the first year will add up to just over $5.7 million, which includes the cost of advertising, materials, employment, purchase of assets, loan payments, and payments to the partner. Revenue for the first year is predicted to be about $5.2 million, with most of the income generated by upfront purchases. However, in the upcoming years, as the number of customers and contracts increases, the main source of income will be our solar leases. The first 3 years of Sunrun are expected to be the period of slowest growth for the company. The company is expected to be a net loss for the first 2 years of operation, but will exponentially grow revenue and start generating profits in the third year. Revenue for the company is expected to increase by 20% each year for the first 3 years. Most of the revenue will be put towards paying off debt, but in the third year, once the company starts generating profit, Sunrun will expand its business to other areas of the country. Sunrun will expand by creating more locations where customers can purchase Sunrun products, which will increase the number of sales for the company.
India is a country in need of change. The needs of the 1.3 billion citizens of India have overwhelmed the government, and they've been forced to ration necessities like electricity. Widespread pollution also poses a threat to the health and safety of the country. Sunrun solar systems are the perfect solution for these issues. Sunrun puts the power in the hands of the people. With a solar system of their own, they won't have to deal with power cuts or outages anymore. Solar systems are also emission-free, meaning that they don't generate pollution in the process of creating electricity. The more electricity that Sunrun solar panels produces, the less fossil fuels that the government has to burn to generate that same electricity, which would lead to a decrease in the country's carbon emissions. Nikhil and I will both contribute $50,000 each to the initial startup cost. However, this will not be enough to cover all of the first year's expenses, which is why Sunrun is requesting a loan of $700,000 from the Bank of India to cover the numerous startup costs, such as factory rent, capital purchases, hiring employees, and many more. Sunrun solar systems can be the change that India needs. They can pave the way for a greener and more powered future.